Yeah. Um. Catch a vibe right quick one time. Mic check 1 2 1 2. A mic check 1 2 1 2. A 2 2 2. Successful transfers of this almighty information from me to you. A mic check 1 2 1 2. Yeah, mic check 1 2 1 2. A 2 2 2. It's way less about what you say and more about what you do. Ooh, oh no, ooh, oh no. For real. Catch a vibe right quick one time. Man. It's your round. Pack Boy Dolo. Checking back in with another episode of Round the Clock Thinkers, man. You know the vibes. Let me pour up real quick. I'm sipping the kombucha. You know what I'm saying? The kombucha. The raw kombucha. This is by Synergy. You feel me? I'm gonna pour this up real quick. And you already know that the show is brought to you by the Treeway Wear collection, man. You can cop the drip, you can browse the drip, you can do what you want to. That's a beautiful logo, man. Shout out to my people that did that logo for me. You know what I'm saying? Also, make sure you go download the free e-booklet, man. Link is in the description, the official website link, where you can go download the free e-booklet. And also, if you want to get the physical copy, that'll be the first link in the description. You dig? You order that from Amazon, it come right in, you know what I'm saying? And you'll have a physical copy. Me personally, don't tell nobody if you're new here, but me personally, I recommend you just get the free e-booklet. You know what I'm saying? Just kill out all the waiting, get the information within 2 minutes, dropped right in your email address. You know what I'm saying? So I highly recommend that you get the e-booklet, but if you want the physical copy, then do what you do. It's all on you. You know what I'm saying? Today, we're going to be talking about something very, very important, primarily important, really for, like, people who are more on the political side. They would see this and see the value of freedom. And when you see freedom, I don't know, like me, I always think of the USA flag, the United States of America flag, you know what I'm saying? That red, white, and blue with the stars and the stripes. Like, every time I see freedom, it's like I think of that. But in reality, freedom is so much more deeper than that. So much more deeper than that. Like, but this is how the program was set to trick you out of one of the most valuable things that you have. And I don't really talk about, slavery and all this stuff, but it existed. And it's an inevitable fact of the past. But even after that, freedom was the most valuable thing we had. Then the program was set to trick us out of that. That's why so many family members and shit like that are doing time, long ass years. They locked up for a long time, bro. You feel me? Because of the program. The program tricked them off the streets. You know what I'm saying? So, first of all, you have to ask yourself, what is freedom? And I'm specific. I like to be on some shit like, what's freedom to you? You know what I'm saying? What does freedom mean to you specifically? You know what I mean? And When I looked this shit up though, like on some real shit, I pulled a sensei and whipped out the definitions on y'all on this one. When I looked up freedom, don't you know, I got 8 different definitions that popped up, bro. 8 different definitions. The first one is the right to speak freely. That's what freedom means, right? To speak freely. You can say what you want to whoever you want in reality. You can cut on a camera like this and get in front of it. And you can say what the fuck you want. And then it's a whole ass internet web browser that you can upload a video to the world, basically saying what the fuck you want. So the right to speak freely is very important, because back in the days they couldn't even really say what they wanted to say. They had to be really careful about what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? They had to be careful or the shit could really happen to them back then. But now we are enabled with the ability to speak freely. Freedom. Another one is the right to behave freely. The right to behave freely. So basically, you can move and do what the hell you want to do. You can behave however you want to behave. It's consequences and laws that'll end you up in behind bars, right? But the truth is, you can behave freely. You have that right. You're granted that right to behave freely. Freedom. And listen to these words, man. Freely. The right to speak freely. The right to behave freely. What is freedom? To be free, man. You know what I'm saying? Here go another definition right here. I like this one a little bit. It says the state. Listen to the words. The state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. The state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. Freedom. So, to be in a state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. A state. Your mind. See what I'm saying? This is a mental definition. It's crazy how like I said, when I looked up freedom, I found 8 different definitions. It's funny how each of these definitions seems to specify certain areas of freedom. The right to speak freely, that's verbally. The right to behave freely, that's with actions. The state of being, the state of not being imprisoned or enslaved, that's mentally, right? Check out this next definition. The state of being physically unrestricted and able to move easily. The state of being physically unrestricted and able to move easily. So you can move freely. Physically, you're unrestricted. You're free. Freedom. You can move. You can do. You can listen. Most of us were blessed with both legs, both arms, all limbs, all fingers, you know what I'm saying? Both eyes. It's people that are missing those things. See what I'm saying? And they had to figure life off, figure out life and get on with it. Like they couldn't really sit there and complain and mope about it. But most of us were blessed to be in a state of being physically unrestricted and able to move easily. Freedom. But somebody somewhere mad with every limb, and there's somebody somewhere happy that's missing limbs. Freedom. Somebody's truly free. You know what I'm saying? This right here, though, this is the golden definition. This one right here, oof. This was another definition of freedom. And I only wrote down a few of them, you know what I'm saying? Because it was only these that really I wanted to make a point out of and roll it into something, you know what I'm saying? But this is the golden definition. It says, the power of self-determination attributed to the will, the quality of being independent of fate or necessity. Now y'all know I gotta read that shit again. This is the golden definition. This is what I named it because I love this definition of freedom. The power of self-determination attributed to the will, the quality of being independent of fate or necessity. Independent of fate or necessity. The power of self-determination attributed to the will. This is a really, really awesome definition of freedom, man. And like I said, when I looked up that word, 8 different definitions popped up. Of course, on the platform that I looked it up on. I looked it up on Google. You know what I'm saying? And 8 definitions popped up. You may look it up somewhere else and more definitions or less definitions popped up. But what I'm saying is, how freedom can mean so many different things specified within certain specific areas. You know what I'm saying? To be free in specific areas. Each. Like, it's just awesome. You know what I'm saying? To be free, period, is awesome. That's why I'm going to keep doing what I do until I'm, no longer here anymore. Because my job, I feel like, is to make sure that I remind the youth or the ones that think that they want to live a certain life in a certain way, to remind them that, hey, look, your freedom, man, that's the most valuable thing you got. You let somebody trick you out of your freedom just because they called you a whatever, and you lash out and jeopardize your freedom and your future based on something they said verbally, or, you know what I'm saying? Now, if they put their hands on you, a whole different story right there. But for the most part, 95 to 98% of this shit is avoidable. You know what I'm saying? So what you call prison freedom, right? Because how you moving is a possibility that that's where you'll end up, right? Right? So do you label prison freedom? Even in the free world, when you're moving around and you got beef in every fucking city and, no one likes you, for example, do you label it freedom that you always have to look over your shoulders? Do you label that freedom? Comparing yourself to others. Do you label that freedom? When you compare yourself to somebody else's life or what they're doing, you label that freedom or no? And truly, be honest with these questions now, because I'm asking these questions specifically for a reason. Seeking validation from others. You label that freedom or no? Compared to, you know what I'm saying? According to the definitions now, up here. According to the definitions up here. Do you label that freedom? This one right here, I gotta highlight it as I read it. Overly caring and trying to predict others' thoughts and feelings. Cut that shit out. Cut it out. It's impossible. It's literally scientifically proven to be impossible. You can't predict what other people are thinking and feeling. And neither can you think or feel for them. So let it go. Let that shit go. So when we talk about freedom, let's be more specific. Are you mentally and physically free? Right? Are you mentally and physically free? So let's start with being mentally free. This definition is, I like it too, but I don't like it more than the other. The golden definition is my shit. And like I said, these definitions are specified. So let's talk about mental freedom first. And this definition represents the mental freedom. The state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. Mentally imprisoned and enslaved. Does your habits and your current state of mind and environment support that you are mentally free? Does it or does it not? Because if it doesn't, you got work to do, but that's obvious. You see what I'm saying? It starts with honesty though. Because once you are honest and you're able to pinpoint what the problem is, it's always, like I always say, it's always information is gonna provide the solution to your problem. Always, always. You know what I'm saying? Never will it not be information to provide a solution to your problem. For the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like 98 to 99% of the time. So, mentally, right? Thinking about what other people are thinking and feeling, seeking validation, comparing yourself, that's not mentally free. It's not. Having to look over your shoulders, thinking about, listen, that's not mentally free at all. Feel me? Also, are you physically free? The definition that matches up with the physical portion of this is the state of being physically unrestricted and able to move easily. Are you physically free? Right? And then go back to what I was talking about earlier. Prison. Also having to look over your shoulders, that's really not physically free. Can you get to point A from point A to point B? Do you have a car? Physically free. Do you have a car? Can you move around, or do you have to call people to come scoop you up and shit? You know what I'm saying? To take you where you need to go. And you grown as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So are you physically free? Are you stuck, quote unquote, stuck in undesirable relationships? Right? That's a problem too. You be sitting there fucking with motherfuckers who don't value you. They don't see you as valuable. You can tell by how they be moving and acting. But you know what you do? You end up sticking around because you feel like you need somebody to be happy. And you so stuck on having, sexual encounters at any given moment, being able to have access to sexual encounters. You're so caught up in that you overlook your own self-value, and you'll take bullshit just to have somebody to lay up with. You know what I'm saying? And life is way deeper than that, dog. So you're not even physically free because you're willing to accept bullshit over something that you can get from like billions of women. You know what I'm saying? Or billions of men. You know what I'm saying? It's just the simple fact that if you are willing to stay stuck in undesirable relationships, you're not physically free. That's all I'm saying. Also, being stuck at a job you hate, guess what? Not physically free. Not mentally free either. Nope. You in the bathroom 7 minutes. 2 minutes too long, the boss come in there and tell you hurry up. His work need to be done. Hurry up. Your stomach fucked up. You trying to take a shit, you know what I'm saying? You're not physically free. You're not. So make sure you look around and ask yourself if your environment support that you're physically free. If it doesn't, well, changes needs to be made ASAP. It says it in itself, doesn't it? Huh? Also, understand that if after watching this video, you would not deem yourself free, it's not your fault, man. It's not your fault. Don't beat yourself up over this shit. It's not your fault. Feel me? It's just how you are wired to view the world. It's how you wired to view the world. Like I said, life is, it was a contract, and within the contract, the people that we would meet, the parents that we would have, all this shit, the cousins, the sisters, the brothers, the family members, all this shit, the classmates, it was already in the contract, right? We couldn't choose that. But once we become aware that it was even a contract, and we become aware of the laws that make this thing work properly, then we can apply what we know that's in the contract that works. And once we seeing it work in our lives, we can say that we signed the contract. We could sign the contract and commit to betterment. Because guess what? We are hardwired for continuation, and there's no way out of it. So you can either continue to shrink or continue to grow. There's no way out of it at all. So you got to get used to it and make up your mind on what you want to do. What you want to do. Because guess what? That same program that's deeming you not free, even though it's not your fault, you can change it. And guess what else? You are responsible for changing it. Once you are aware of the information, you are responsible. And even up to this point, you shouldn't have been really pointing fingers, blaming nobody for a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, where you at. But once you get the information, change it. It's that simple. No need to be talking about whatever, what happened beforehand. We can discuss it for educational purposes, but after that, it's time to get busy. Because we got to keep this train rolling. You know what I'm saying? We got shit to do. So it's your Ron Packboy Dolo, man. I wanted to jump on here and do this value of freedom episode because it ties into all the other episodes that I've been releasing lately. You know what I mean? So this one, I really had a lot of fun creating the notes for it because I saw how much depth was within freedom, and even to be financially free. Like, am I doing what I'm supposed to do to become that, to become financially free? Like, am I studying? Am I doing what I need to do? Am I talking to people that are earning the type of income that I want to earn? So it's even a such thing as financial freedom. And all this shit ties in with each other to be spiritually free. It's a lot of different segments of freedom, but I'm going to break that down more into depth in the Unlimited Reset. When I put that program together, each segment will be rolling out, and it's just going to be packed with so much motherfucking game and information, dog. Make sure you be on the lookout for the Unlimited Reset segments, man. Anyways, it's your Ron Packboy Dolo checking out. You already know to go and hit the links in the description to browse the drip. You dig? The free e-booklet. You can download that 2 minutes. Bow. It's in your email. Turn up. You know what I'm saying? Information that you can motherfucking really, really benefit from. And each one got a jewel that you could screenshot the jewel. You feel like it caters to somebody that you love. You're one of your loved ones. Shoot them a screenshot. They'll read that down. They really help. What is that? Send them the whole e-booklet. Or send them the link to download the e-booklet. You feel me? Help each other out. That's what we here for, man. That's what we here for. You dig? Make sure you also like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget about the free consultation. Use that advantage to get some game. You know what I'm saying? Use that advantage to put yourself on the up and up. You dig? But it's your Ron Packboy Dolo, and I'm checking out, man. Peace.